incredible and evening planned for everybody. We have a special presenter today, speaker, Reverend Dr. Nadine Rogers, going to come and shine her light with us. Oh my goodness. We are surrounded by beauty. We have her beautiful team of warriors that she has brought along with her. So we're going to open as we do with all things. We're going to sing our song, and then we're going to get somebody special to open up and open us up in treatment, because we love guest speakers. We love guest participants. Shall we kick it off, Gwen?
Gotcha.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are a part of one another. We're born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one, Reverend Gwen.
We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are a part of one another. We're born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one.
We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. Oh, we are a part of one another. We're born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. Spirit fingers. When it's all said and done, we are one. Well, welcome everybody to Froggy Friday. If this is your first time joining us, well, thanks for giving us a treat and a break and a share to come and share your life with us. My name is Barbara Samuel, and I have the great privilege and honor of co-sharing leadership and ministry with Reverend Gwen over to my right. Maybe she's your left, or maybe she's up or down below you. But here we are today, and we get to share life together. So I like us to start, as we do all things in this teaching, this philosophy, with a spiritual mind treatment, a prayer, an affirmative prayer. So because we have a beautiful guest speaker today, and she has brought her village with her, we had the great privilege of meeting her a couple of weeks ago. She came to Kelowna to press our flesh and give us personal love and share her goodness with our community. This is a practitioner from Columbia, CSL. This is Julia Mattis, ladies and gentlemen, gonna open us up in treatment. Open your hearts to receive.
Woo!
Show her that spirit.
Thank you. Oh,
for
thank you
the
for
love.
that, Reverend Barb. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and as we come together today, if I could just ask you if you're comfortable to close your eyes. Oh, and to take a deep, deep cleansing breath, and to feel your feet on the floor as we come together in this moment, here and now. As the song said in the one, to share the love and the joy and the knowing and the trust and the togetherness, and to bless this service today with the knowing of this truth, that there is no spot where God is not. We're here, we're there, and yet we're all together in the one. There is no distance. There's only love. There's only here. There's only now. And I breathe that in, and I take that in, and I just know that to be true. And I know that to be true for myself. I know that to be true for all of us here and now, and all of us that are around the world that are joining us in spirit and in the love and in the knowing. And that everything that needs to be said is said, and everything that needs to be heard is heard, and everything that needs to be shared is shared, because we are one. We're together. We're in this love. We're in this knowing. And I just take that all in. I take in all these faces, all this love, all this joy. And I just know that this service is blessed. And I let it go, and I know it to be true. And together we say, and so it is.
Yes.
And so it is.
And so
Thank
it
you
is.
so much, Julia. Thank you
Beautiful.
so much. So powerful. So are we ready to get on with our day? our morning here, our evening there, our life together. Welcome, Fred. We're so happy to see you. Welcome, welcome. Okay, listen, somebody who's very special to me, somebody who's a mentor, a colleague, a confidant, a spiritual guru, somebody who knew our very own Connie Phelps and was one of the first members on this board of directors for CSL Kenya. Somebody who gives herself endlessly to all of those around her. She serves as an interim minister with CSL Columbia. She's had her own center. She continues to dive deep into this philosophy and teach workshops and shine her light. I am moved by her. She is a killer vocalist. She's got pipes like nobody's business. And it is my highest joy to welcome her to our community, to share her wisdom, to shine her light, to be the greatness that she is. Ladies and gentlemen, please put our spirit fingers together for Reverend Dr. Nadine Rogers. Woo!
Oh, they're getting good at this. Welcome, Nadine.
We love you. Unmute, baby. Unmute. We love
I
you.
said, oh my goodness, that was quite something. I'm supposed to sing now, aren't I? Yes. You're
Oh, you can-
you're not.
I said, let's do it. I love when you sing.
All right. All right.
Okay.
And then just go, okay, well, here we go. You might know this song and you might know the artist. It is Ricky Byers Beckwith. And the song Barb and I sang just a couple of weeks ago in Kelowna, it's called Oh Ya Hey Ya, which means praise the Spirit. I am listening to the music of the Holy Spirit. Oh, what a song God is singing. I will listen all day long. I will listen all day long. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Hallelujah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Praise the Spirit. Hallelujah. I am moving to the rhythm of the Holy Spirit. Oh, what a song God inspired, keeps me dancing. My faith is strong, keeps me dancing. My faith is strong. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Praise the Spirit. Hallelujah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Praise the Spirit. Hallelujah. What fun, what fun. Oh, that was great. Now I'm awake. So we're talking today. Yes, you want me to just flow? Okay, so we're talking today about what if perception is everything? And I love this topic because it speaks to the foundational core of our teaching. Everyone here knows this teaching and our students on the spiritual path of life. The foundational key, as you think, so shall you be, right? So I want to welcome everyone here today. It's a joy to see faces I do not know. And thank you, CSL Columbia, for those of you who are joining us as well to come together in this beautiful collaboration and partnership with CSL Kenya. The spiritual way, you know, it calls us to express and therefore experience more of our wholeness as a unique individualized expression of the Great Spirit. You know, we're curious students, aren't we? And we know beyond a shadow of our doubt that there is something wonderful happening here right now by means of us. And that something could be described as Holmes described it, as a divine urge, you know, the pull that we feel through a greater vision that we imagine for our life, you know, beyond what we have already known. And this sensing, this calling, guides us to plant fresh seeds and yield new crops. So today, in this very moment, we're all sharing together is a fertile soil just ready to receive and act upon the thoughts that we hold most dearly and deliver to us an experience, either familiar to us or completely new, something interesting or completely mind-blowing. You know, some of us here on the brink, perhaps, of setting a new course for our lives. Others are maybe more interested in simply meeting life where they are with a deeper sense of peace and gratitude. And some of you may be just looking to seize the moment however it comes. Maybe all of the above, but wherever you are this day, my knowing for you is that you seek to be more of who you are in your divine humanity rather than seek to know more. Now, that might seem like an odd statement I'm making, but just keep in here with me. The foundational principle and purpose of our powerful and beloved Science of Mind teaching is change your mind, change your life. And while we all know that knowledge is power, right? And we've demonstrated it. We're coming to understand that imagination is greater than knowledge, for it makes out of us an original thinker rather than an automatic responder. And when we perceive life from knowledge alone, we only see as far as our attention and expectancy from our belief brings us, right? So since I'm bringing forward this idea of what if perception is everything for us to explore, I always remind myself that any concern or problem I'm trying to find a solution to isn't found often from what I know, but from that which I do not know, I know. Some might call it the mystery. Right? So while knowledge is a foundational key or springboard, you know, from which to plant new seeds and reap new crops, what we do know we know does not carry near the potential and energy as our imagination. So do we need to know more intellectually? Or do we need to trust in a universal operation that brings about a divine order as it's creating in us and through us? And allow it to create fresh original thoughts as we exercise our imaginations, which empower our visions, so that we can start listening and trusting our intuition and our heart space so much more to bring us together. Yielding new crops from fresh original ideas also requires us to step up and step out in our expression of our unique truth, to communicate this truth, not hold back, and even still be open, even at that, which sometimes is very difficult to do. Even be open to shifting our views on what we believe is our truth, right? Because we're always changing and always evolving. Yes, perception is everything. How we see ourselves is how we see the world. And if we see ourselves as limited and incapable, unhealthy and unlovable, how are we projecting then these thoughts outward through our perceptions of others and of the world? Krishnamurti, a beautiful Indian sage, wrote in his book, The Flame of Attention. He says, he talks about perception through the way we approach a problem. And he says it's a non-actualized desire or perceived conflict being more important than the problem itself. So in other words, you have a problem in your life as a condition, but it's our unactualized desire in life or a perceived conflict that we have with our beliefs about attaining something other than the problem that is more of the problem. So it's our perception that's the problem, not the problem. It's how we see the problem that's the problem. It's our judgment of the problem that is the real problem. And generally we do approach problem with fear or a desire to go beyond it or to fight against it or escape from it or totally neglect it and deny it. Some of us just put up with it, right? So he says, how do we approach a problem? He asks us that question. Do we come near, and I ask you this now, or do you go far away? And what he says is our intention or our agenda or our motives when we come to a problem will dictate the approach of whether we come close or we stay far away. He says, do you observe the problem and see the answer within it? Or do you try and apply a solution? Think about that one. Do you observe the problem that you perceive and see the answer within it? Or do you try and apply a solution? Right. So just take a moment and close your eyes if you would. I ask you this question. What is perception and what is seeing? What is perception and what is seeing? Krishnamurti gives us an example to illustrate this. Keep your eyes closed, if you will. He says, how do you see the tree? So look at the tree for a moment. With what sight do you see it? Is it solely an optical observation, just looking at the tree with the optical reaction, observing the form, the pattern, the light on the leaf? Or do you, when you observe a tree, name it, saying that is an oak, that is a maple, and just walk by? Please open your eyes now. He says, by naming it, you are no longer seeing the tree. By naming it, you are no longer seeing the tree, right? Even as words have power, and we learn this in Science of Mind, the word can also deny the thing because the word is limited in its vision. So can you look at it, the problem, the tree, yourself, another, without the word, without the naming of it? Can you look at a perceived problem without your conditioning of experience of it prior? To not give away the truth for illusion, we must involve our whole self, all our senses. Being therefore open to a new thought for ourselves. It is easy to observe things outside of us, but we cannot easily take in all that is the whole of who we are inside and see the connection with the greater all. And one of the rules I always remind myself of is wherever there is divisiveness, there is conflict. That is the law. So if you, the observer, approaches fear or a problem as though it were different than you, something you must resolve, suppress, understand, then division and struggle comes into it. And when that happens, it snowballs, right? Then we start resorting to old behaviors and thoughts that keep us comfortable in the uncomfortableness of the problem. And these are not what we call new thoughts. They are the deep patterns of belief we have affirmed year after year, the cycles of our belief system that we are trying to break. So, you know, I do it too. Often when our perceptions are creating trouble in our lives, I kneel to reveal a solution, often approaching this all-knowing, all-power presence within me to make it right, right? God, my last resort. No, my first resort. Turn away from the condition, the problem, and turn toward the spiritual solution, God. That infinite, intelligent source that lives right where you are, no matter what's going on around you or in your mind chatter. Yeah. Turn away from the condition by seeing through it and into it more deeply. Strip it of its limitedness and bless it with its infinite potential in your own mind. And a new experience is guaranteed to follow. There are so many great travesties in this world, in our personal self, as we transition and start to embrace and accept and love the wholeness of who we are, within our families, within lives of people we love that we have no idea how to really help. There's the uncertainty of even tomorrow, but we're humans. We carry on, knowing that it is in the quality of our life that we find the greatest joy, the greatest peace, the greatest love and possibility, and that that quality of our life is in our control. It is ours and only ours to determine. So remember to ask, what if? Not why, not how, not when, what if? And let that lead you to listen and be guided to the deeper questions that are meant for you in this now moment of your life, so that you can reveal more of your light and less of your fear. We often go to try to beat down the fear, escape the fear, shift the fear, and what happens? We get more of it. Instead of leaning into the spiritual life, the spiritual truths, and become lighter because of it. When we do that, the fear automatically dissolves and shifts. We don't have to do anything about it, because it is an illusion of our own perception, based on what has gone before, and based on all those other questions like, why, but when, well, if I did this, all of that disappears. What if we admit we know nothing? Could we then ask maybe more difficult questions, or even the question, what if? So I leave you today with the idea of not only perception is everything and it creates your reality, which is what we know is true, but with the appeal to live from a beginner's mind. You know what you know, that's not going to disappear. But that limits your life experience. It limits your evolution. It limits the possibility of you living fully into your birthright as spiritual human beings, divine human beings. It limits your ability to grow your consciousness, and nothing changes. Right? So if we start from the beginner's mind where we say, I don't know what I know, but I'm willing to be open to know more by being more, okay? Know more by being more and demonstrating more of who I am. Because Holmes says demonstration precedes knowledge. Then I have a quality life. And I close with this, knowing it is not easy to welcome in darkness, to even seek it. Nor is it that easy to welcome in the light, even when we see it. But nevertheless, we are born with that compelling, divine creative urge to scour the ends of the earth and the cosmos, trying to satiate hunger. And still, we shall never feel quite full enough because life is infinite, potential becoming, and we are on the ride. Ernest Holmes says, out there in the vast reaches of outer space, and here in the equally vast reaches of inner space, everything is in order. Our task is to begin to understand that the universal mind is resident everywhere and also of necessity within us. Our prayer is that the truth be made known, that it cannot fail to be revealed. Thank you for the honor of being with you today and sharing the teaching I love so dearly. I see the face of God in you. I see the heart of God in you, and I see the mind of God as you. And so it is. Amen.
Oh my goodness. So it is. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank
wow,
you.
wow. Dr. Nadine. Oh,
Yeah.
you've got all of the rockets going off in the mind. Everything's happening. Everything. Wow, that was so. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. That was profound, as Kara said. It was so deep and just what I needed to hear today. Exactly what I needed today. Oh, thank you for being here with us. Oh, Gwen.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Let's just breathe that in. Just take a breath for a minute. Like, let's just breathe that in. We are recording this. There were so many gems and jewels in that talk. You may want to look back on this recording because it was a lot. And when you had us close our eyes, I wanted to be taking some notes, but I was closing my eyes and seeing my tree. Thank you, Nadine. Centers for Spiritual Living Columbia is very dear to our hearts. They are in partnership with us as a community. So know that they will always be a part of our community, maybe our services, our conference in 2024, et cetera, et cetera. And they are contributing to our center financially as well. So always keep them in your highest of watches and prayers, please. So we're going to move on because we have another speaker. We have Philip Osamba, who is going to give us a power talk. We call it a power talk because it's empowering. And he's going to give us his wisdom and share and reveal his truth. Philip, take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Gwen, and everyone for affording me this opportunity. And just wherever we are, let's just receive. Let's open ourselves up. I know that the infinite is flowing to us and through us. And so I woke up to an email that I was requested to give a power talk today. And on reading that email, I thought, what was I going to talk about today? And I was tempted to start scribbling or looking for a topic. But again, I told myself that would not be authentic, because what I was to share if I wrote it at that time, it would be my thoughts from that time, and it would not have been authentic. And so here I am, waiting or just receiving whatever will come to my head or to my mind. And yeah, that's how I usually talk to myself, because spirit comes in silence. And as I talk, I'm listening to silence, and I'm guided to talk about reacting and creating. In daily living, we live our lives in reaction, because generally we live in effect, and we are reacting to whatever is happening. And in doing so, in reacting, we are not living a conscious life, because all that we are doing is living in our past, because we cannot react to things that we don't know. We know how we react, we know how things make us feel. And whatever happens, there's a trigger point that makes us feel however we feel. Because something negative, we are called to have a negative reaction, or to react in a certain way, which is not in accordance to the way we want to live. And so when I joined Science of Mind back in 2020, I'm almost 2 years in this teaching, and a light was shed into my life. And the brighter the light grew, the more I saw things and thoughts that I were suppressed and buried deep down. The more and more the light shone into my heart, I came to learn that I'm in control of my life, and the ego started to fight back. I started to sabotage myself. And now that I knew what I was doing to myself, I knew that I have, or I need to change how I'm living, because when I look at my results, they're not what I want them to be. And as the motto or our slogan says, change your thinking and change your life. It meant to me, or it continues to mean to me, that I have to make a deliberate, conscious effort in my daily living, and not letting the ego drive, and tell the ego that you've driven me for this long, and now it's my time to sit at the driver's seat and choose the music. And in choosing the music, I move from the noise to the voice, the still small voice that keeps on talking to us each and every time, but most of us don't listen. And it is only in silence that we can listen to the deep, still small voice. And when I started listening to the deep, still voice through meditation and mindfulness, it was really hard. It was hard because the ego was fighting back, and it always fights back. And I came to listen to a speaker called Kyle Sees, and he equated meditation like going to the toilet. If you haven't gone to the toilet for a month, two things may happen. One, it would be difficult to to expiate whatever you're doing, or things might be messy. And so meditation and sitting in silence is just the same. You have to avail yourself and wait. And in doing so now, the way I live now, I call it being mindfulness and staying in the mindfulness state. I call it blessing my next move, because I know every thought is a prayer. Why not be a conscious thought every time? So every time I'm going to change whatever I'm doing, I just say a short treatment or an invocation, just to keep myself rooted into spirit, being present in that moment and being mindful. And that keeps me grounded in spirit. And the lower vibrational thoughts and feelings are kept at bay, because I equate the lower vibrational feelings, fear, worry, doubt. I look at them as weeds. They don't require any effort to grow. And but whatever I'm planting in the garden that is my soul is a seed of goodwill, a seed of patience, a seed of peace, a seed of love and kindness that needs to be looked after and well taken care of by the spiritual practices that I've come to learn and to fall in love with, because I've learned that everything is perfect and whole and complete. And even when things don't go as I expected them to, or if things happen which in my view or in my perception are not in the highest vibration, I just know that everything happens for my good. And in every adversity, I know there's a seed of positivity. And so let me just leave you with a quote that I have come to really, really love. And it says, always remember that if you don't go within, you go without. Thank you. Namaste.
Wow, Philip. Show those spirit fingers, friends. The genius in this circle, in this room, in this place, in this community, the genius. Wow. And I have a whole new analogy now for the backup. Thank you, Philip, for being so vulnerable, transparent, and honest with us. I love your heart. I'm so grateful for us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being spontaneous too, Philip. Beautiful.
Now, listen, there's a couple of things that we're going to move on to our affirmations. If you are desiring some practitioner work one-on-one, we have some other practitioners in the house. We're going to set up a couple of rooms for after Froggy Friday. If you're requesting a spiritual mind treatment and your desire is to work one-on-one with one of our practitioners, just put your name in the chat and we'll get that all set up. Pat or Michelle, which one of you are doing that today? Michelle, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. And we'll get you set up with a practitioner on your own in a private room. We have some announcements to make. Next week, next Froggy Friday, which is August 5th, we have Reverend Melody Bailey joining us. Our very own Reverend Melody Bailey in the house. That's August 5th, everybody. So please come on out and support like we do in our community. We also have solid dates for our 2024 Kenyan conference. So mark your calendars. We will be meeting from February 1st to the 4th, 2024. We have functions a week before and we have functions a week after the conference proper, which you will all be in attendance. Nadine, that's okay. Thank you for being here. Nadine, you've
Yes.
got to take off. Everyone, spirit fingers for Reverend Nadine.
Woo, thank you so much.
We value you, appreciate you, and love you.
Oh,
Thank you.
So much love.
And your entire community that came to support and love you up. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
So long.
See you again.
We'll do those affirmations
again.
on your behalf. And now to share some information, I'd like to invite Reverend Claire to elaborate on a couple of more announcements that we have. James, I see your hand is up. We will get to you, my friend. I promise.
Oh, he might be wanting prayer.
Oh, he wants prayer. Okay. Okay. Received. Got it. Reverend Claire Summerhill, will you take it away? You've got a couple of special announcements for us.
Okay, so first of all, CSL Kenya now is doing a regular newsletter, and it's an update on what we're doing on our projects, what's coming up, who's involved, and it's been an exciting project to work on. And if you would like to be on our mailing list to receive this newsletter, put your name and your email in the chat, and we will get you on our mailing list for that newsletter. Or you can also go to our website and sign up to be on the newsletter list. I encourage you all to do this. It's just one more great way to stay updated and connected and so on. The other thing I want to say is to follow up on Reverend Barb's talking about working with a practitioner. I'm asking you to consider doing this, not so much because you need help or support, although that's a wonderful reason, but to do this to support especially our new practitioners who are so excited and actually need practice in meeting with people individually, in talking to you about what's going on, how they can support you. And so even if you think, I'm doing great, everything's going good, consider being willing to do this as a service to provide opportunities for our practitioners to learn, kind of perfect their craft of knowing the truth for you. So I just encourage as many of you as possible to take advantage of that opportunity to work one-on-one with a practitioner. It's a short thing, 5-10 minutes maybe, and will leave you just filled up and, like Reverend Nadine said, able to see things from a new perspective. And as Philip said, even if it's messy, it's okay. Things are starting to move. So wonderful. I love that analogy.
It's so true, isn't it?
So wonderful. Yes. So thank you all so much. And put your name in the chat and take a moment to meet with one of our practitioners.
And let me see all these
Thank
emails
you.
and contact information that we can connect with everybody. And can I just give a shout out to our newsletter? If you have received our newsletter, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, be prepared because it is spectacular. Thank you, Reverend Claire and your Michelle and your entire team that puts it together for us. We are so grateful, deeply, deeply grateful. So I just want to wrap up on our affirmations. Every week we do affirmations, and these are affirmations that Reverend Nadine chose. And Gwen, I'm wondering if you are willing to repeat them, and I want to invite everyone to unplug. So Reverend Gwen will say them
Absolutely.
and we will repeat them with her, okay?
I am the illumination of a loving God, ever expanding my reach.
I
I
am
am the
illumination
of a loving God, ever expanding my reach.
I see the holy presence expressing through all people, places, and things.
I see the holy presence expressing
through
in all people, places,
and things.
I see through the reflection of my perception to the heart of truth.
I
see
see
through the
reflection of my perception to the heart of truth.
Truth.
I hold space for my soul to imprint the law of God for the good of all. Wow.
I
I hold space for my soul
soul
to imprint the law of God
for
for the good of
all.
all.
Good of all. Wow.
all.
Powerful, powerful statement to take you
Wow.
on from this day forward, because those are what we do with affirmations. We repeat them and we have them and we embody them. What a great
I
day.
love
What a fabulous day. What a tremendous day.
Such a blessing. And I love to see the emails coming in through the chat. I know somebody's
Yeah.
recording them and taking all that information down. Gwen and I want you to know it is our highest joy and honor to share life with each and every one of you. Our new friends that come on in and join us, and our regular friends that are committed to us every week, every month, every day, every life moment that we share together. I want to thank Julia for coming in and opening us with that magnificent treatment. And now I would like to invite, who is it doing our closing?
The
Gwen?
birthday
would be
girl,
happy to
Reverend
do that.
Oh,
Davy.
well, happy birthday,
right.
Reverend Pat and Tendai. Today they both turned 21.
Levi, come and say hello to everyone. All right. So let's just take a moment and just allow ourselves to become centered and grounded. And then from this place of oneness, knowing that the divine intelligence, the divine urge that is within us is calling to be expressed, pulled through us, pulled beyond to that great new what if. I know that each one of us is creating a new experience of moving from being reactive to responsive. And so for that, I give thanks. I give thanks for knowing and living this truth. I give thanks for imagination, for new cycles, and for new thoughts, and for my granddaughter, and so it is.
And
And
so it
So
is.
it is.
Life is meant to be lived and shared together. All right, listen, we're going to see everybody in 2 weeks. If you want treatment, thank you, Jerry. I love you with all my heart, all my heart. Tendai, happy birthday. Mary Jane, thank you for joining us. Nancy, Najiri,
Everybody's gonna say
Fred,
goodbye.
Duke, Patrick, Crispin. Bye, baby. Lydia, I hope you enjoyed us today, my sister. Lenny, oh my gosh. Siku, we're so happy that you are all here. Lamech, Karen, thank
I
you.
think Lady
Thank
T
you.
wants
Goodbye.
prayer there. Michelle, do
Lady
you see
T
that?
has a hand up. Claire, thank you for shining your light. Lucia, Kristen. Oh. God is
Anyone want
beautiful.
prayer? I have more practitioners.
Duke,
2 participants, Duke and Lady T.
oh, Lady T, Duke, and James.
Lady T, now Duke.
Oh, those are beautiful birthday gift blessings.
Oh, did our practitioners leave? Our practitioners left.
Oh, no.
All right. Whose will I need?
I'll go in
All
with
right.
Duke.
Okay. We're gonna have to clarify that on Sunday. Okay.
Thanks for being here, Fred.
Claire, are you willing to do prayer?
Sure.
Hey, Fred, we were talking to Mark and he was saying the number one thing that's a priority for him right now is internet. So we've got him putting together a package and cost and expense and what's involved. Okay. Thank you. Everybody's gone. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Where'd everybody go? Lucia, do you have any questions? I'm just going to stop our recording.